Okay, so we're going to try to reassemble this. Hopefully everything works. Being on camera, or having the camera in my face rather. So we're going to put the magazine release in. And I don't know, you might be able to see it. Right here, there's that channel, and that's where that disc goes into. So you got to push down that little pin and then basically allow that to slide in, and then it pops in and locks everything in place. So we got our spring. We'll just take him, put him in the hole right there, and then we'll take this pin, and it's the thin side down, the bigger side up. I don't think you can really put it in backwards. If you do, congratulations, because it's pretty much impossible. So you can see, maybe see, a little springy. So that's going to be there. Now this will be a little tricky. I might just have to do this off camera, just because it's a little easier when it's not in my face. But basically you gotta push these together, compress them, and then drop them in, and catch in the hole of the magazine release. And then once you get those in, then you gotta kind of finagle that little pin to get into this. And then you can, once that gets in the center, then you can push this down further to seat on that little collar, and then you'll be able to put your trigger bar spring and then push the disc in. So I'm going to try to probably do this off camera. I'll give it a whirl real quick on, see if I can maybe get lucky and get in the first shot. I always forget how I did this last time. I think I just tried to put one side in. So I think this part and the part to put the mainspring in is probably the most trickiest, just because it's kind of finicky. Yeah, I'm gonna just do this off camera. Basically, you gotta bring these closer together to slide down into the slot on the or inside of the magazine release. So I'm gonna take care of that and come back. Alright, so got the spring in. Just one thing to make sure is when you get it in, you want to make sure that it's on top of that flat collar and the little post is sticking up, and make sure it's all the way pressed down, because you want us to be protruding over that spring, because you have to make room for this guy. So we put him in. And he's a little bit of a pain in the ass because he's so damn little. There you go. You just got to make sure he's also on top, and you got to kind of push him downwards a little bit. I know you probably can't see half this shit, but you get the hopefully the gist. And the commentary, at least, semi helps. So you get that down. So it should sit just below the top of that. So you should be able to have room to stick this guy in. And basically, like, this isn't right, because I was able to slide it in and there's no pop and there's no retention. So either it's just kind of hung on something, or something's not right, or both. I'm gonna say it shouldn't just pop out like that. Alright, so let's see what the problem is. That might have been the problem. I think that lower spring may not have been in right. Let's see now. Still not 100% right. I had it pushed down too much. Okay, I think I got it. I think I just had to lift up on the assembly a little bit. If I just try to pull this backwards, it's not coming out. So that's when you test it. I mean, it sits in there, and there's a little bit of a groove, or not totally above it or flush. So it's just below it. So you should be able to test it out and make sure everything is kosher. Dummy. So that way, if you want to test it, it seems to work. Alright, so put that up to the side for just 1 second. So we got our trigger, and this trigger pin kit also comes with a new slave pin that just pops right out. Trigger comes out. Give it another little clean. Just behind the parts. So put that in. Put that new slave pin in. There's, I think, a little less play. And we'll drop the hammer, the trigger, into the assembly. At least that's the goal. There it is. Okay. Now, just like the Big Brother, getting this guy in, can be a little tricky. Hopefully with this pin, it'll be a little easier. So I like to try to find this and get this thing started. There we go. And it goes in with the shorter side down. I usually just try taking a pair of pliers, trying to hook it and go in that way. And swing and a miss. Almost thought I got it for a shot. Whoopsie.